3 scoreless innings in his Cactus League.
Pitchers are going to have a huge advantage right now this time.
Also in the Cactus, Micker Adolfo, 3-run homer.
Ooh,
Win one for the Micker.
Got another stud coming, huh?
Jake Lamb hit a homer.
Lamb.
Dodgers cut the lead to 3-1. Later in the inning, 1 on, 2 out for Austin Barnes. 2-run shot.
Austin.
And it's tied up by the Dodgers. Bottom of the 4th, tied 4-4. Runner at first and second. Tim Anderson will be a guest on the show tomorrow. There's a base hit up the middle. And the Sox.
Great documentary coming out on Tim Anderson. It's a docu-series.
Yeah, we'll talk to Tim about it tomorrow on the program. Out to the Grapefruit League in Florida for the Pirates and Rays. Wander Franco with an RBI double early in the bottom of the 1st inning. It cracks open the scoreboard. Big expectations for Wander, of course. And then how about this big, tall drink of water here? O'Neill Cruz. He's a shortstop. Harold will have more on him in a moment. Towering homer.
Hop on that cruise missile. Hey, give you a new one.
I love when you do your clever wordplay over the spring highlights. You got anything for this, Brian Reynolds?
Cuz, it's my cousin.
How about it's a wrap?
Oh, that's good.
5-1
Reynolds wrap.
You know, I want to talk about this O'Neill Cruz guy. He's 6'7".
Yes.
Dude, I mean, like the garden variety shortstop, right? 6 foot, 6'2", in that neighborhood. If O'Neill Cruz breaks with the big league team, if he's the guy, he will be the tallest shortstop in baseball this year. We kind of marvel at Carlos Correa and Corey Seager, but O'Neill Cruz, I mean, this guy can post up in the NBA at that height.
His dad was a former minor league ball player, and he loved Paul O'Neill. That's where O'Neill comes from.
Come on, really?
Yes. And O'Neill Cruz's favorite player is Tony Fernandez. You'll see those guys on the end of this tape. But let's go through it. A 6'7" shortstop. He came up last year a little bit. You know, the Pirates were so out of it, a lot of people missed it. But this kid's got some power. This is yesterday's shot. Go down and scoop it. 6'7", see you later. You usually see this out of a power-hitting first baseman. But there's Castellanos, right? 6'4". This guy's 6'7". Stand on that base, he's like 7'5".
He's a big dude, too. That's not Altuve.
But can he get down and catch a ground ball? I love his actions, man. He can go get it. You got to obviously spread his legs a little bit more and get down being so big. But he can play the position. This isn't one of those, oh, let's move him to the side or make him play first base because he's so big. Look at him. This guy is athletic, folks. He flows. Look at him turn to 2 right here. This is the real deal. This is the kid that played a point guard and all of a sudden became 7 foot. You know, that type of player. And he's playing shortstop in the big leagues. 118-mile-an-hour extra velocity last year. Boom! But that's nice. But can you hit the ball out of the park? Yeah, look at him go down and get it. This is like Adrian Beltre. Go down to one knee and just let me click you real quick. All right, I just love watching this guy. He is different. He is a unique player, and I think he stays at short. I'm excited to watch him. And, yeah, he's named after Paul O'Neill.
That's awesome.
All right?
That's awesome.
His dad loved him. Okay, you're going to be O'Neill. And then how about Tony Fernandez? That's young Cruz's favorite player. He loves him some Tony Fernandez. So that's why he wanted to play shortstop. There you go. That's the story on my man right here.
Let me ask
23 years old. He's going to be a player. Go ahead,
Let me ask you one question about a shortstop that size. Some of the things that, you know, the traditionalists, the scouts might worry about. With the long levers, you worry about his release time. From the time he fields the ball to the time he gets the throw off because of the long levers. Is that at all a concern? I mean, that tape, it looked like he was great defensively.
Well, and what he does, he's getting rid of the ball down here. You know, America, I think because he was a Latin player playing in Latin America, a lot of those guys are flipping balls from down here, right? A lot of flair. Had he grown up in the States, they'd have been like, catch it, step up, throw. No way he could have played short. But I think because of where he grew up at, getting rid of the ball at so many different angles has allowed him now, as he's gotten older, to be able to play with his body and be able to do that. I look at it like this. You know, you look at Kevin Durant. If somebody would have said, hey, you're just going to be a center, put him in the post, and not let him dribble the ball when he was a kid and handle it, we'd have had a big, tall center. You know, now you got a guy that's all over the place. Because he was a shortstop basically his whole life, he was able to grow into his body and grow with the position, so to speak.
Wow.
I don't think he needs to end up at first base or any of that. He can play short.
Fascinating. I'd love to see it. The 20 to 80 scout scale.
Yeah.
Right. I'd be curious, Keith Costas, if you have this. Where do we see some numbers on him from the defensive ratings, 20 to 80?
Yeah, we're talking about those long levers, Matty. They've got him with a 70 grade arm, so near top of the scale arm strength for this guy from shortstop.
I love it, man. This is a guy for Pirates fans to kind of get excited about.
Yeah,
something to get excited.
And really,
about.
you don't use your arm, so to speak, unless you're really in the hole. Other than that, it's get rid of the ball.
Very cool.
Get rid of the ball.
I love it. All right, let's take a break.
It.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. Oh, you know what? Before we take a break, and we're in the NL Central, and we have Keith with us, let's hit the odds in this division, Keith, because, look, the Pirates, we got a lot of catching up to do. It's the old Animal House season for them.
Yeah.
Plus 5,000.
That's another reason why Cruz has got to play.
Right. Hey, there's a team special available on BetMGM. Every once in a while, they'll bonus these things out, so you could lay minus 130 to the Brewers to win the division. But the team season special is two-way action. To make the postseason, you lay a minus 250 on the yes, and if you don't think the Brewers are going to get to the postseason with the expanded format, you get plus 200 for your money. So a $100 bet wins you 200. You have to risk 250 to win 100 if you say yes, they'll make the postseason. Keith, as we go back to you, have a hard time thinking with an expanded format that the Brewers will not make the postseason. What about you?
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, there have been some aggressive teams kind of at the periphery that are going to be fighting for that extra playoff spot that might make things a little more complicated. We hit on the NL Central last week. There's no team or no division in the game where it's more of a two-team race based on the odds than that one. So I would tend to agree that raises the floor, given you're going to play a good amount of games against those bottom three teams in the division.
Yeah, I mean, scoring runs was something that they wanted to address in the winter, and they bring Hunter Renfroe in from the Red Sox, who's coming off the best season he's ever had in the big leagues. But between Hunter Renfroe and Christian Yelich, could you identify one player that would be more important in trying to generate more offense? We know what Yelich represents, but Renfroe's a big-time bat, too.
Oh, he's a big-time bat, and he's starting to figure it out again, very similar to Aaron Judge. But I think Yelich is the key because of the health. And here's the other thing I will throw out there. We got about 125, over 100 free agents still out there. Got 2 weeks of baseball camp left. A lot of those guys are going to sign for a lot less than what people might think. They're falling back into the Brewers sitting there going, hey, we need a player. Not bad. I'll take this guy because his price tag is now something we can handle. I think they're going to really be able to fill some gaps with some of the veteran free agents that are sitting out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, we know they can pitch, right? The bullpen is great. They've got more depth in their starting rotation than any team in baseball. Not just in the NL Central.
Yeah.
Keith, for you, who's the most important player on the roster for them this year?
I think you have to go back to Yelich. I mean, given what he's done the last couple seasons and where he was the previous 2 seasons, I feel like a lot of these projections are penciling him in for somewhere in the middle. If he's anywhere close to that MVP caliber, then I think they're a heavy, heavy favorite in the division.
Yeah, I would agree. The Renfroe ad was a big one. I still think there's an avenue for one of these outfielders that's on the market to land there, whether it's Kevin Pillar for depth.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, whether it's Michael Conforto.
The price tag is falling every day.
Yeah. I think the Brewers break camp with some players that aren't there yet. That's my prediction. Let's take a break. Guys, thank you. When we come back.